For as long as we've been on our planet, human beings have asked important questions. Some of them are easy to answer, like why birds fly south in the winter. Because it's too far to walk, of course. Other questions aren't at all easy to answer. The world's religions have tried to answer those questions, each in its own way, usually by telling stories to explain where we come from, who we are, and where we're going. We're about to tell you one of those stories.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come? Mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Welcome to worship with the community of First Unitarian Church of Omaha. I'm Peg Pigeon, one of the worship associates. A special welcome to visitors. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It is a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It is a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, we welcome you to bring your whole self into this community. Visitors are invited to fill out a visitor form. If you are here in the pews, it is a yellow form in the hymnal racks. If you are online, you'll find a link to an online form below the service description on YouTube. The sermon and service can be quite variable from one Sunday to the next. Today's service is an interactive story intended for all ages about one author's version of a creation myth. Come back again for a fuller taste of what this tradition is like. We affirm that our church occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe-Missouri tribal nations, and express our respect as well to the Northern Ponca, Winnebago, and Santee Sioux tribes. We invite everyone to support local causes, charities, and the rights of Indigenous peoples. As for an announcement, please note, if you parked in the Midtown parking garage, parking is free for 2 hours. If you stay beyond 2 hours, please grab a ticket in the church foyer to exit the garage at no cost. Please note that the church has provided a limited number of these extended complimentary parking tickets, so only take one if you need one.
We're about to travel to the workshop of a creator and hear a story about how we came to be, how we human beings got the ability to make choices and accept the consequences of those choices. You should know that in this service, you'll be asked not to just watch and listen, but also to contribute your thoughts to our story. Please be ready to jump in, to share, and to immerse yourself fully in worship. Let's open the door to our story as Pele Strong lights our chalice. Please join me in reading our chalice words, which are special for this week. With the kindling of this flame, We honor the mysteries and riddles that prompt us to ask questions. We give thanks for this community in which we can seek their answers, and we open our hearts and minds to our great many freedoms. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a creator who had a hobby of making planets. The creator took pride in making each one different. One day, she looked at a gap in the solar system and pondered it.
I think I'll make a planet to go over there. Let me think. How will I make this one?
As she looked out into the vast reaches of swirling matter and thought long and hard about creating another new planet, she had a very large workshop in which she had rows and rows of shelves with little jars and envelopes of things. To begin, she took a large glass jar down from the shelf and started adding ingredients to her planet. A pinch of this and a pinch of that. She poured in lots of liquid from a jar marked oceans and seas. From a jar marked clear lakes, she slowly poured in more liquid, topping it off with a drop from a jar labeled waterfalls.
What are some of your favorite rivers and lakes and seas? Do any of you have one? You can just go ahead and say it. Lake Campesca? Where is that? Water, okay. Lakes, don't ask me to repeat them, so. Ooh. Oh.
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay. Anybody else? Oh, that's right. What do you think, Colin? Two Rivers, great.
Flat River.
Ooh.
California Ocean. Big Thompson.
That's beautiful.
Go ahead, Bree.
Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where the Mediterranean Summer Assembly was for 25 years.
Bree, did you have one to share? I saw your hand. Which one do you like? All right.
Here it is.
The creator smiled and then added mountains, forests, and jungles to the new planet.
So which mountains and forests are you grateful for? Pikes Peak, I love that. Oh, wow.
Sierra Nevada. Arizona. The Himalayas.
And then she added a dash of furry and feathered animals.
Oh, a horse. I really love horses. Oh, here we go. Can you, here's a furry and feathered.
You got a dog?
Can you be a chicken? Here's a, I hate to say this. Oh, that's a bunny. I thought it was a pig. I'm not very good at this, am I? It's all new to me.
A mouse?
Tiger. And you
cow?
are a little chick. Lion. Mm.
Then she decided to shake in a sample from among her boxes labeled human beings.
That's us, human beings. But I'm not sure how we're going to fit in there. Before we hear the story of how human beings were put into the Creator's world, we need to pause. Let's take a moment to be grateful for each other here in this sanctuary. We've been apart for a week, and during that time, some of us had some wonderful things happen that are too happy not to share, but some of us may have had worrisome and sad things happen and feel like a weight that others can help us carry. So Colin will come up and share the joys and concerns, dressed as a mouse.
From Soulful Suzanne, saying thanks to Mark Leskatoff for his honey. Read what this says. Honey done by replacing latches on coffee bar units. Now they are one long unit again. From Nellie, saying on Wednesday, our very own William Chenoweth is being inducted into the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Colin. And thank you for sharing from your hearts that all of our eyes can see the rich and beautiful colors and patterns that live inside of us. Let us shift our meditation into music as we remain seated and we sing number 22 in the Gray Hymnal.
So the Creator decided to shake in a sample from among her boxes labeled human beings. She combined people of all sizes and shapes and ages, with many colors of skin and hair, many different kinds of noses, and many interests and skills. All of it was so beautiful because each one was different. Over all the people, she sprinkled some powder called change so that people could change interests and skills. She sprinkled responsibility so that people would care for the earth and each other.
That will make the new planet interesting. I'm glad I thought of doing this.
She looked to the section of her closet called Emotions and Senses, and she wondered whether she should add a little or a lot. She started with love, and then she closed her eyes and reached in and took a handful of sadness and courage and loneliness, happiness, maybe some memory. Oh, and hope. She took out smell, touch, taste, sight, and hearing. There was so much beauty for human beings to see, hear, and touch, but the smells and tastes were extra special, and the people loved some of the tastes and smells more than others.
Have a piece of candy. That's for your taste. And you go ahead and then pass back. Kind of like the passing the plate.
Finally, the Creator was almost done. Almost.
One of the great gifts of being human is that we're invited to be co-creators. As we nurture the earth and its many gifts, we are invited to care for the mountains, rivers, and fields. We are trusted to care for the creatures of fur, feather, and fins that inhabit the earth. We are called to care for each other as human beings. One way that we continually weave a new creation as life continues to unfold around us is to create and sustain into institutions that serve us. We build schools for people to learn. We build hospitals where people can go for healing. We build churches and temples to remember what's important in life. Our giving of resources to this congregation is one way that we act as stewards of this institution and co-creators of this community. As we gather this morning's offering, I invite you to experience the giving of your money as sweet as the chocolate that you received a few moments ago. Each week we put into practice our spiritual value of generosity as we take up a community offering. Half of the undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause which resonates with UU values. If you are online or prefer to give via your smartphone, you can use the QR code or link provided. And our Share the Plate recipient for March is Access Period. Access Period works to end period poverty by ensuring menstruation is never a barrier to showing up for work, school, or life. 1 in 4 people who menstruate will experience period poverty in their lifetime, unable to afford the products they need. Since 2022, Access Period has distributed over 4 million period products across Nebraska and into bordering communities. It impacts approximately 85,000 people, and they work through 3 main programs: access points, unrestricted locations where they can take products, community partners, trusted organizations distributing through their existing networks, and schools supporting students and families. Most products are provided in 3-month supplies rather than minimal amounts, and no one is required to prove their need. They do have a website, and it's accessperiod.com, and our offertory music now.
Now I'd like to invite Ben Stallings forward for our stewardship moment.
Good morning. I don't know about your inboxes, but right now mine is kind of overflowing with requests from a lot of different nonprofit organizations that need our support. And my job this morning is to tell you why this one also needs your support. Just know if you're a visitor today, we're just glad you're here. Welcome. But I spent my 20s in Minneapolis as a member of First Universalist Church. And that church has been very much at the forefront of the resistance to the recent occupation. And before that, they were involved with the George Floyd protests and various other social causes. They were able to respond to those crises because they were ready, they were prepared. And I've talked with a number of friends in Minnesota about, hey, you know, what do you recommend? And they said, well, you know, you might be next, you might not, but what you need to do to be prepared is to get to know your neighbors and find communities of shared values. And folks, if you look around you, these are your neighbors. This is a community of shared values. And we need each other. We need institutions like this. And those institutions need us. If you don't have money to give, there are lots of ways to volunteer. If you don't have time to give, we're just glad you're here. But if you do have those things, it is pledge season, and so that's why this is important to me, and I hope something I said spoke to you too. Thank you.
There was one more ingredient the Creator wanted to add. She moved jars around, looking for one special jar she remembered that she had, but had never used before. She carefully lifted down a little jar labeled Freedom. This time she had to read the label because she didn't remember exactly what was in the jar.
This compound contains choice. To choose one thing instead of another. Use cautiously. Use cautiously because the choices made will have consequences.
This will make it interesting.
Indeed it does.
Yup, it sure does.
I wonder what freedom will do for these new beings.
She held the jar open in her hands, turning it slowly as she looked down into it. A soft chuckle rumbled out of her mouth and into the jar. A tear trickled down her cheek and into the jar also. She leaned over and blew in her warm breath and then poured freedom into the mix. And then she screwed on the cover and put the jar away. Her new planet was ready to be sent into the star-speckled darkness. Her new planet was ready to be sent to the star-speckled darkness.
And as we watch this new planet spin in space, let us remain seated and sing together for the earth ever turning, number 163 in the gray hymnal.
As we move from our story into a guided meditation, you are invited to wonder why the Creator cried a tear into the earth when she added freedom. You are also welcome to follow your own practice of meditation or prayer. Let's spend a few moments in the quiet of this place, remembering the beauty of our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. You're welcome to close your eyes if you would like. After some silence, I will speak some words for guided meditation. Our freedom to choose one thing or another with consequences can feel juicy and ripe with possibility. Think of a time when you felt freedom as a blessing and felt excited about all of the wonderful outcomes that could blossom from that freedom. Allow yourself to remember what it felt like to make a decision with certainty, with confidence. Feel in your heart that sense of happiness and the promise of growing a bud into a beautiful flower that came just from you choosing to do something. Remember your wisdom, your power. Sometimes our freedom to make a choice feels frightening, as if we didn't trust ourselves or were stuck in a situation with no good outcome. Think of a time when freedom felt frightening to you, as if the consequences weren't welcome and you wanted someone else to make a decision for you. Remember, in your time of frightening freedom, the people who helped you feel strong and safe, even if it was yourself. Remember those who helped you make that decision, who supported you. Hold in gratitude all of the people who loved you, even if your freedom led you to choose something that had painful consequences. Look back with your older, wiser eyes and understand how freedom has been a teacher. Part of your becoming was guided by having freedom. Whether your decisions had happy consequences or whether freedom has gotten you into trouble sometimes, open your heart to understand that freedom has helped you grow and learn. Finally, consider where in your life today you see the people that you love struggling with decisions, with their freedom. Notice who may be frightened by his or her freedom. In these last moments of meditation, create an intention to help someone else find the gift, the juiciness and the promise in their freedom. Create an intention to show someone close to you that no one needs to confront freedom alone. Each of us can be a comfort and a voice of wisdom. When you're ready, feel your breath moving in your body. Feel the chair, the floor, the earth holding you. Feel the warmth of the person next to you and the community filling this room. Look around and remember what a gift we are to each other. Know that this community will help you celebrate your many freedoms. Know that when freedom seems frightening, this community will journey with you toward the unknown. May it be so. Please stand and sing hymn number 116, I'm on my way. As we re-enter this planet that we call home, may our eyes be open to the beauty around us and the beauty inside each person. May we remember the gift of freedom in all of its frightening, juicy privilege, and may we use our freedom to make bold, confident choices to deepen love and justice in the world.